All right, I'm gonna have to start a timer because every time that I've tried to shoot this, I have gone way over time. And by way over, I mean it's a lot. It's a lot of footage to edit, and I'm not that good at editing. All right, before we get started with today's episode, make sure you guys are subscribed on Twitch and in the Discord. The reason why you should subscribe on Twitch as well as join the Discord is because I'm currently running a giveaway. Now, I've partnered with the good folks over at Oscar 4 Fox and their big, beautiful combat hoodies. It's kind of the beginning of a new month. We're kind of almost to the halfway point, but on June 19th, I'm announcing while streaming the winner of the combat hoodie, which they have the tiger stripe in. They have the tiger stripe with the green chest and the tiger stripe with the black chest. Both are fire. Ask me how I know. Surprise, it's because I have both of those. So make sure you're subscribed on Twitch. Make sure you're in the chat. And then also, once you subscribe, hit up the Discord, hop into the sub-only Discord server folder channel thing. Make your presence known. We will welcome you with open arms. Also, I have to give 2 honorable mentions today. The first honorable mention is to Enlisted 9 Fight Company, which is just outside of Fredericksburg, Virginia. If you happen to be in your 40s and you want to do some no-gi jiu-jitsu, I pointed at myself, but don't come to me. Go to Enlisted 9 Fight Company. Shout out to Colton Smith, very knowledgeable, an amazing, amazing instructor, an amazing, amazing fighter. You will learn a lot about yourself because it's not easy. Also, a special thank you to the folks over at Vertex. Anybody who sees me or seen any of my content, 10 times out of 10, I'm wearing clothing from Vertex. I wear their shirts and their pants on a day-to-day basis. I haven't yet moved into full-time content creation, so every day that I go to work Monday through Friday, I wear Vertex. Also, for the last few weeks, I've been carrying a Vertex bag. This is just a sling bag that I carry for work. Fits my laptop, my lunch, the most important parts of my day. I like Vertex. So if you're interested, use discount code KINGPICS. Again, I'll say discount code KINGPICS and save. And now for the fun part. Welcome to Morning Scroll. I'm sure you could tell by the thumbnail for this video that we're going to talk about California. I think anybody who is on YouTube and creates content similar to what I create, like what we're doing here now, they're going to talk about California. But I'm also going to talk to you, we're going to go back a little bit. We're going to talk about Memorial Day. For those of you who didn't know, in the city of Chicago, Memorial Day weekend is a huge thing. Memorial Day weekend, there's always something going on. The city comes to life for the most part. And the mayor often puts out a statement. Well, this Memorial Day, do you think the mayor said, hey, happy Memorial Day, thank you to all those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation? No, he didn't. But what he did do, I don't know why he did this. What he did do was get on the internet and wish everyone a happy Africa Day. Now, I'll tell you, in all of my 40 years, I have not once until this mayor, Brandon Johnson, said something about Africa Day. I had not heard about Africa Day ever in my life. Not once. Especially on Memorial Day. But he posted this video.
Hello, I am Mayor Brandon Johnson, and I am proud to join you in recognizing and celebrating Africa Day. The continent of Africa is made up of 1.2 billion people with diverse countries full of rich traditions, cultures, and heritage. The African diaspora can be found in cities and countries around the globe. And right here in Chicago, our proud African communities have made indelible contributions to the growth and fabric of our amazing city.
Now, I don't know much about the African communities in Chicago. I do happen to have some knowledge of the African American majority communities in Chicago. And on the day when this video was posted, or the weekend when this video was posted celebrating Africa, celebrating their African heritage, 22 people were shot in the city of Chicago. 22. 22 people were shot in one city. And I think one died. It might have been 22 shootings plus a 23rd that resulted in a killing, murder, homicide. Not to mention, Not to mention, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of everything that's going on in Africa. We're not going to talk about Burkina Faso. I have to reel it back in. I get what he's doing here, but I also don't get what he's doing here. Is this performative, performative activism? Is this social justice? Hey, let's celebrate a continent that has countries that are in the throes of civil war. Let's celebrate that continent. Let's celebrate a continent where there is still slavery. Let's celebrate that continent. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's another angle to it. There could be. I'm not the smartest guy. I don't have this wealth of knowledge to just know what his thought process or what his team's, because obviously he's doing this with a team. This isn't a solo mission. He just happens to be the spearhead in a city where 22 people were shot and one was murdered. Happy Africa Day. Now, aside from the city of Chicago and Africa Day and homicide and assault with more than likely illegal firearms, California is literally on fire. I'm not going to show videos from California. We've all seen the protests. We've all seen the vehicles on fire, the police having stuff hurled at them, federal agents being assaulted. I'm not going to show that because I can't risk getting a channel strike. I am this close to being monetized on YouTube, and I'm not trying to take this little bit and make it this, and then, get the boot before I happen to make the loot. That's a bar right there. Write that down. Gavin Newsom did an interview with MSNBC, and I think now you guys know I'm not an ultra right, ultra MAGA Republican. I don't identify with the ultra right stuff. But you can't tell me that this is a peaceful protest when I can see it with my eyes. I'm an adult. I have eyes, I have ears, I got a little tiny brain. I'm seeing it and processing it in real time. And you cannot tell me that this is peaceful. So he did an interview with MSNBC. We're going to take a look, see what he has to say about LA and the riots and the peaceful protest, mostly peaceful protest.
Governor, thanks for joining us live on MSNBC.
Good to be with you.
So this is, as I said, the Emergency Operations Center. I wonder how you would characterize the events that are unfolding in Los Angeles right now. Is it an emergency? Is it, Fox News is calling it the LA riots? Is it a peaceful protest? What's happening? What are you seeing?
Well, I mean, look, Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions.
If someone asks you a question about a bad situation and your first mention is to completely deny any accountability and point out someone you don't like, well, you're wrong. And everyone knows it. Everyone knows it.
Lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire ever since he announced he was taking over the National Guard. An illegal act, an immoral act, an unconstitutional act, and we're going to test that theory with a lawsuit tomorrow.
I was going to ask you that. Sorry to interrupt you, but Governor, so that's news. If you're going to sue the administration, tell me a little bit about it. Give us a preview of this lawsuit.
Well, under his executive order, it specifically notes, and under what the DOD did, is they had to coordinate with the governor of the state. They never coordinate with the governor of the state. I've worked with the National Guard.
All right. There's no way I'm going to make it through this whole video. I'm going to watch it after I'm done recording. There's no way, because I'm just going to have to keep stopping it and talking to you. How is it unconstitutional? How is it unconstitutional? If there is any invasion by a foreign nation, he's got constitutional authority. And you might ask yourself, hey, Kingsley, why are you talking about invasion by a foreign nation? Well, our friend to the south, President Scheinbaum, has called for these protests, has called for disruption, has called for all of the nonsense that you see here. She has 100% encouraged it. Now, it's important to remember, she's the president of a country in which these things would be a jailable offense. If you go to Mexico right now, as a non-citizen of Mexico, and you protest, and you cause any civil unrest or participate in any political dealings or whatever, straight to jail. I'm not lying. This is literally in their code, in their constitution. Yet she is You're done. She is encouraging people in a separate country, the United States, to do the exact thing that if they did in her country, they would be jailed. Does that fit the description for hypocrisy? I think it does. I think that's hypocrisy. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Deploy the National Guard. We did 3,000+ folks have been doing logistics work and fire recovery work, and they're fighting the fires, the rattlesnake teams. We did the same back in George Floyd with no problem working collaboratively in a mutual aid system with local law enforcement. But there's a protocol, there's a process. He didn't care about that. And the worst part, he completely lied. He said in a tweet that everything's now safe, everything's fine. Is that the case, Mr. Trump? He said because he deployed the National Guard.
So there's several people that have said in tweets or posts on X, however you want to say it, Cory Booker said that it was peaceful. I think at one point Maxine Waters, correct me if I'm wrong, said that it was peaceful. Most of the people who are on that side of the protest, they are saying it's peaceful or have said it's peaceful. Outside of that, when you look at police officers being assaulted, let's take all the rhetoric from January 6th and apply it to this. Let's apply that rhetoric from January 6th. Oh, federal officers being assaulted. It was the worst travesty of justice in the United States in the history of America, blah, blah, blah. This is a stain on our democracy. This is a threat to our democracy. That's a phrase that's going to be thrown around here pretty soon. Guaranteed every time. It's one train that's never late. Let's put those same standards on this. What we're seeing is a result of the defund the police movement. Tell me I'm wrong. You can say it. Put it in the comments below. Because I'm not. I don't think. I might be. I don't know.
Been deployed when he said this. It's Orwellian. Simply lying to people. Unconstitutional, illegal act. His mess. We're trying to clean it up.
You're saying that the President of the United States has made the situation on the ground.
Gavin, if you're watching, this is your state. This is your state. Don't say it's his mess. This is your state, big dog. Come on, man.
In Los Angeles, less safe. What do you know about immigration enforcement today? Has there been any ICE raids in the city today? Are they coordinating with you on that at all? Are they giving you a heads up?
Of course they're not coordinating. That said, we were told in just a recent briefing just a few minutes ago there was small activity in the county, not in the city proper. But look, you made a point a moment ago. These images are unacceptable. These kids on the car, the folks that are taking advantage of this, these aren't peaceful protesters, a lot of these folks, a lot of great people out there doing the right thing. But you get these insurgent groups coming in, sort of these anarchists that are in there to create real...
Insurgent groups that are coming in. I'd like to take a moment to point out that the Islam or Muslim Brotherhood is here. They're here. They're in the streets protesting. What are we doing? What are we doing?
And they're just playing right into Donald Trump's hand. And they need to be called out. They need to be arrested. It is wrong to destroy other people's property. And it is wrong to create the conditions that only exacerbate this. But Donald Trump, at the end of the day, is the sponsor of these conditions.
Let me give you the opportunity. You mentioned that there are people out there causing mischief and mayhem. What's your message to those people who are out there tonight? Not the peaceful protesters that are out there protesting for the rights of immigrants, but for the people that are doing damage to buildings, to law enforcement out there.
Well, they're doing more than damage to buildings and to property. They're potentially damaging the very foundation of our republic. The democracy.
Here we go.
Is in the balance.
Here we go.
I mean, you're seeing these authoritarian tendencies now are being acted out by this administration. And we're a case in point as it relates to nationalizing, federalizing the National Guard, threatening now to put in Marines. So I hope
for my Marine friends out there, especially, good Lord, man, what is going on? Especially the Marines from 2-7. Fellas, that's all I gotta say.
We'll pause and just consider. Now, some of them, they want that kind of chaos. In some ways, they're adjacent to where Donald Trump is. But the peaceful protesters, we want to keep them safe. We want them to exercise their fundamental rights. We want to keep those that are enforcing the laws in a respectful and responsible way also safe. But Donald Trump needs to pull back. He needs to stand down. Donald Trump is inflaming these conditions. This is Donald Trump's problem right now, and if he can't solve it, we will.
He continues to, as always, hit you hard.
Now, I understand that they're mad at ICE. They're mad at Homeland Security. And one of the things that came up was that LA County said, hey, you guys, ICE, you federal agencies are not sharing with us these raids that you're enacting, that you're imposing on these innocent immigrant lives. What could be the reason for that? There's literally a civilian number that they can call that connects to the ACLU, that when there's an ICE vehicle that's spotted in your neighborhood and you don't feel safe because you broke a crime and they're here to hold you accountable, you can call this number and a flash mob will show up to obstruct the police, to obstruct the feds, much like Judge Hannah Dugan. Shout out to Hannah Dugan for escorting a criminal illegal immigrant. Now, I say criminal illegal immigrant because this person obviously committed the crime of entering and staying illegally, but then they also did some other crimes after that crime, and they were in court to be held accountable for those crimes. And when the feds showed up, all of a sudden, Judge Hannah Dugan decided to escort this person out and take them out through a back entrance so they couldn't be caught by the feds. That's obstruction. Anyway, I could go on and on and on and on about this, and we didn't even address Karen Bass. That woman, man, I don't know what she's got going on. She's committed to the role. I got to give it to her. She's committed to the role, but good Lord. All right, well, that's all I've got for today. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch, and stick around for more content like this because it's just going to keep happening. I'm just going to keep posting this stuff. And as a journalist, which is weird to say, me being a journalist, as a journalist, I appreciate your support. Make sure you head over to kingpixmedia.com, click the merch drop-down tab. I have discounts. All of my discount codes are there. I've also included discounts and links in the description of this video, the stuff that I'm allowed to share on YouTube. But there's many, many more benefits of being in the Twitch and the Discord because anytime I get a discount, I pass it along to you guys. For those of you from Instagram and have recognized our good friend Ladarius, I do have Ladarius merch on the way. It is on the way. It's going to be available to Twitch subscribers first, and then it's going to be a large release of the stickers. I'm thinking about doing shirts. I don't know. Anyway, I'd love to stick around and talk, but I got some stuff I got to do. See you guys.
You know, sometimes folk ask me, they be like, Ladarius, why you staying with your toes splayed out like that? You know, that's what I do. Everything if I got still off on somebody real quick, you know what I'm saying? So I done linked up with Buddy over there, you know what I'm saying? So I can learn tactics and things. And that's really what I'm devoting my time and my energy to because I want to bring something positive to the community. They be talking about things like CQB, but I don't really know what that means. I know what it look like, but I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really be thinking about things like that. So I just be, you know what I'm saying, try to learn from the best. You know, Combat Solution Group Industry, that my boy right there, you know what I'm saying? As long as I paid cash, I'm gonna take the class.